In the labyrinth of legal tales, few are as intriguing as the curious case of Sammy Nunn, an everyday man caught in a web spun by Prince Alidu, the so-called setup king. This story is a roller coaster ride of twists and turns where truth danced a tantalizing tango with deception, right under the watchful eyes of Judge Mary Kay Holthus. An average Joe, minding his own business, a corner store, a group of menacing figures, and a wrench were about to change his life forever. Prince Alidu, Cherry McKenna, and Kirik Hines decided to make Sammy their target. But Sammy was not one to be easily cowed. He defended himself, hitting Alidu in the face with a wrench, creating a scene that caused everyone to back off. But the drama didn't end there. As Sammy jogged across the street, Prince Alidu, nursing a bruised ego and a battered face, saw an opportunity. He stopped an oncoming police cruiser, playing the victim and accusing Sammy of assault. As if on cue, Cherry McKenna and Kirik Hines joined the charade, their voices echoing Alidu's false claim. Sammy was handcuffed, his protestations falling on deaf ears, and was taken away, the first pawn in Prince Alidu's elaborate game. Judge Mary Kay Holthus presided over the case. But there was an air of mystery. A corner store worker, a potential witness who saw the attempted robbery, was never brought into the courtroom. The question arises, why was this key witness kept away? Was Judge Holthus hiding something, or was she simply another puppet in Alidu's grand scheme? As we delve deeper into this case, we find a complex network of manipulation and deceit. Sammy Nunn, an ordinary man, was entangled in a web of lies, orchestrated by the setup king, Prince Alidu. With the silent compliance of Judge Holthus, Alidu's devious plot played out in a court of law, where justice is supposed to be blind, not deaf and mute. To summarize, the story of Sammy Nunn is a stark reminder of the power of deception, the fragility of truth, and the potential darkness lurking in the chambers of justice. It underlines the importance of every voice being heard, every witness being seen, and every piece of evidence being scrutinized. As we untangled this web, it became clear how a corner store worker's testimony could have changed the course of Sammy's life. This case is a testament to the fact that truth is often stranger than fiction and far more complex. It is an echo from the corridors of justice, reminding us to question, to challenge, to seek the truth, even when it seems to be shrouded in shadows. For in the end, it is the pursuit of truth that lights the path to justice.
2355. The court. Hold up, because you don't get to talk too much. Mr. Nunn. Okay. Mr. Alidu, you went home and came back before I realized that's what it is in my face. The court. I understand. So you and one of his friends got into it and he jumped in. Friends, Mr. Alidu. I don't even deal with his. I don't know what he's talking about. I go out, I see. I don't know who is his friends. People. The court. Why did he out of the clear blue decide to hit you upside the head one day? Mr. Alidu, the way it started, there is a lady that I was talking to. Then he jumped in. He said, "What did you say to that lady?" I said, "I never said nothing. I don't even know that lady's name. I don't know his name in the police report." So then he came in and said, "What did you say to the lady?" I didn't say nothing to the lady. Then that was it. Then he got upset before I see him disappear. Next 15 minutes he came back, the court, and just out of the clear, Mr. Alidu, out of the clear blue, the court, hit you upside the head. Mr. Alidu, I don't know if your honor got this, the court. I don't have that. Mr. Alidu, look at my witness. That is my witness right there that night. The court, I got it. You got your message. You got your Facebook stuff. Mr. Nunn, yeah. You want to see it? This is the friend he was with that night. The court, I don't need an editorial. Let me see what is on there. Version, you want to see what he's showing me? Go. You want to see that before I see it? Mr. Alidu, okay. The court, are you all still neighbors? Mr. Nunn, he's my neighbor. I've been trying to get another apartment. He knows where I stay at. The court, why does everybody want to tell me the whole? The court, all that talking, I missed. 2 asked you one question. 3 neighbors. Mr. Nunn, yeah, we still neighbors. The court, that's it. Mr. Nunn, I just didn't get to say nothing about the second police incident. The court. Okay, well, in a minute. But you have. What did I tell you from the beginning? Potentially some cases coming up against you, and so I am. Whatever you say can be used against you. Trying to be very careful about not having you make any statements that could be used against you. You know what I mean? VU. Incident you keen to his witness. Mr. Nunn, you got it. The court. Out with me. Some tie. And mark on 4. Chart. I'm okay. I guess I don't get it. When I see you, I'm going to knock you out. Bitch. On money. Game. Money game is all as Vegas game. Mr. Nunn, yeah. So that's his friend the court. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Mr. Nunn, that is the friend he was with, that he was coming up to me with. The court. Okay. So this implies that this doesn't address the issue that he's 1. Pissed off because your mom or somebody exposed. 2. Sexual preference. 3. Mr. Nunn. No, she was already gone 4 hours after that. So I was already going back to the 4 or 5 store on my own. The court. 7. You're saying the reason that he jumped you or tried to jump you was because he's mad about some stuff that your mom had said about him. And I'm saying then I look and I see that there is some kind of Facebook reference, but the one Facebook does not verify or support what your mom is saying. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, Mr. Nunn, I see what you're saying. He never denies this on record. The court. So, Mr. Alidou, I have to be honest with you. I have a hard time believing that this was just unprovoked. Mr. Alidou, it is, ma'am. The court. I know you are going to tell me that and you're really good at it. But I don't, unless there is something. Believe that because I've lived long enough to know folks just normally, but usually there is something that provokes folks to hit other people. And I'm trying to understand what it was, and I don't know that you like what's being said about you. And you travel in a pack, and so you know what I'm saying. So whenever you see him, it seems to me as though he's the one that's going to be on the losing end. If I was him, I'd be carrying too, because I never know when you're going to come with your folks. Mr. Alidou, I'm just by myself. The court. No, the Mr. Alidou, I got a few friends. The court. With at least 2, 3 other folks when you walk to the liquor store. 1, 3 you go to the other places. Mr. Alidou, not true. The court. You guys live Twain and Swenson. It ought to be true if it is not because you don't want to walk out there at night. Mr. Alidou, I don't go out looking for trouble. I walk by myself. The court. It's a troubled area. But you're usually going to be with your folks, right? Mr. Alidou, I don't have no folks. Just me. When I go outside, I don't hide for anybody. The court. Even this report that you have given me doesn't support that. Does not support it. When released on probation, Nunn learned of a new witness to the events transpiring on May 27, 2018. This new witness, Ndakashu Mekanan, was found and interviewed by undersigned counsel's investigator Mark Priyesh. Mr. Mekanan informed investigator Priyesh that he was present at the Your Stop Liquor and watched the interaction between Mr. Alidou and Nunn. Mr. Mekanan stated that Mr. Alidou was the primary aggressor and he aggressively walked towards Nunn. Nunn continuously backed up to avoid a confrontation. It was only once, backed into a corner, that Nunn reacted by swinging a wrench at Mr. Alidou. This witness was unknown to defendant Nunn and his attorney at the time the guilty plea agreement was entered into. As such, based upon this new evidence, Nunn is requesting an evidentiary hearing and possible withdrawal of his guilty plea. Based on the foregoing, Nunn submits that he is actually innocent of battery with deadly weapon resulting in substantial bodily harm. When reviewing all the evidence, it is more likely Prince Alidou started both incidents